it's Facebook Live time, MC time. Look at this, 184. We got a big show tonight. We're still in search of awesome, finding it. And tonight, I think I just can't wait to get engaged in this conversation because it is the bomb. My special guest tonight is Miss Jessica Vershowske. She is a Instagram level 2, soon to be levels 3, highlight grid social media referral Jedi. She's blown it off the charts, and she's here tonight. I'm going to talk about it for a couple minutes, then I'm going to bring her out. She's from Hair Solutions Salon and Spa, New Berlin. I bet you the whole team is watching tonight. Dawn Panfield, she's watching. Sally Monavant, Sally's probably out coaching somewhere, but she'll be watching this as well. She is Jessica. Let me tell you about her. L2 and probably a few minutes away from L3. She does not want me to put L3 up there until it is L2, until it is L3, but she's going to be there real soon. 21 years old. Are you kidding? Average day $350. Average service ticket for level 2 is $100. Her haircut's at $38. Do the math. Her average service ticket is 3 times higher than her haircut. And when you look at her Instagram page, you see why. She's branding some really high-end, phenomenal color work, doing about 20 referrals a month. Do the math on that, guys. That's like 240 a year, and you're going to see why. What we're going to show you tonight is unprecedented. Rebooking at 60%. RTS is crushing it at 19%. So she's in the game. But she's going to tell you her story, so I'm not going to get into it too much. But in a nutshell, her timeline is she graduates high school in 16, begins part-time cosmetology school on 17, graduates from hair school in 18, starts at Hair Solutions in the back end of 18. 2019 is her first full year. She's trending 40 plus on her first year. That's kind of sort of off the charts, I'd say. You're going to want to follow her big time for sure on Instagram. It's hair.by.Jessie V. She has just under 1,000 followers. Wait till I take you to her Instagram page and show you her Instagram highlights. I think it's gonna blow your mind. She also, in addition to working with iPhone 7 Plus, she works with camera Canon Rebel T3. The overwhelming majority of her guests follow her. She says 50% of referrals come in from Instagram and Facebook. My hunch is it's more than that. She's just being humble, but you know, we'll see. She's in our green room now. I'm going to go back to get her. We're going to get her talking about her story, and then she's going to take us on some field trips of some work she's doing on Instagram. So keep your fingers crossed. Let's go there now. See if she's in the house. There she is. Give it up for her. Where'd you go?
Hi.
How are you, Jessica?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. Thanks for coming on, and you look great. Great lighting. I think I told you you'll get an Academy Award for the best setup.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. We always like to get started with the story because the story is so inspiring, and I know you've told me yours, and it's an amazing story. So I want you to get started by saying, you know, really who you are, what you were doing before you chose to do hair, and what inspired you to get to where you're at now.
Yeah, so like a lot of other hairstylists, I was always drawn to the beauty industry. I also have a background in art as well. Ever since I was a kid, I was always doing hair, always loved hair. And then, yeah, once I got into high school, I realized that I could make it a career, and I kind of decided to do it. And I had a lot of people telling me, you know, you should go to a 4-year college, go to a university, you have such good grades, so much potential. But I had, you know, my parents, my friends were all very supportive, and, you know, I was like, no, this is what I want to do. So that's what I did.
And you were telling me that you had a very high grade point average in high school. So you were definitely, you qualified for college, but it just, that wasn't calling your soul. You decided that you want to do this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, so we've done, almost 200 interviews, and no one makes it to the show and without being on the trajectory that you're on. But everybody tells us that there's these times in their life where they get inspired. Sometimes they call it OMG moments. I know you've had a few, but one of them I'd like you to underscore because it really puts it in a great picture as to why it's so important to have the moments that you've had. So, what was that moment that's making the difference for you now?
Yeah, I would say when I was about a year into cosmetology school, Lindsay, who's actually a stylist at Hair Solutions with me right now, she came and talked to us, told us her story, told us how far she had come in her short time. She also went to the school I went to, and so it was just very inspiring to me to be able to see where she had come and where, I could go if I went down that same path. And then that kind of got my eye on Hair Solutions. And once I ended up there, I had I still have amazing people inspiring me every day, Elena, Sam, and all these different, Redken educators and, all these people who they're working next to me and they're showing me what's possible, right in my salon company. Yeah. So it's amazing.
I love this part of your story because it really underscores the importance when people, I would call post grads, come into the school and really talk about what's possible. That was your definable moment. It really changed the trajectory, and large in part is responsible for why you're on tonight. Had that not happened, who knows?
Yeah, it's huge. It changed my perspective on my future. Yeah.
Well, in a short period of time, you're in places that are very different than where you were, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years ago. What's it like to be you now? How has this changed you, and what kind of conditions is it created in your life that's so cool?
Yeah, it's been a huge change for me. I have a clearer view of my future, being able to see what's possible, like I said, with people I'm seeing around me, what's possible for them. It's just makes for a much clearer view of my future and what I want to do down the road. And of course, with building my clientele and all of that good stuff, comes a little bit more of that financial freedom that I'm not used to, which has been huge because I'm going to be moving out of my parents' house and, all of that good stuff. So it's very exciting.
I just let you know at 21, because that's the first step into finding a life. A great life is, moving from your family of origin, getting your life set up, but that takes money. And you're now in a financial arena where you have the wherewithal to do that. So it's absolutely thrilling to be in that place, and it's very inspiring to hear you tell that part of your story. So, like, as you look out to next year and a couple of years out, what's next for you? What's your vision?
Well, I definitely education is a huge thing for me. It's very important for me. So definitely my next step will be getting Redken Color certified. And then, down the road, I do want to follow after some of my, role models in the salon. I want to become an educator. I want to become a 4A and have an associate of my own eventually down the road. And then, of course, I do have a very serious boyfriend. So with that financial freedom, we'll start to be able to build our life together. And it's just very, very exciting. I'm so optimistic for my future.
Well, I'm loving this big time. And because you're on the front end of 20-something, 21, there's a lot of people that are watching tonight. And there's going to be a few thousand of them that'll be watching this in the next few days, few weeks. And when they're looking at you, listening to you, they can identify with you and the story, except they're at where you were and you're at where they would love to be, but they're not sure that they've got what it takes. Is there anything that maybe you can pass on to them tonight that would motivate, inspire them to go for what you're going for?
Yeah, definitely. I grew up in a really small town. I currently live still in that small town. And so my circle is very small in the grand scheme of things. And so, with social media and with all of these tools that we have, it is possible for anybody to build that clientele, to build that dream clientele, have those high ticket clients, start building your financial freedom. It's all very possible. You just definitely have to put in the work and, take these little tips and tricks that you get from all different people who are doing it. really, yeah, just put the work in, and it is possible for anybody.
I love this conversation. All right, well, I've got a chunk of time left, and I'm not going to let you leave until you share with our world what you were sharing with me, because it's very, very exciting stuff that you're doing on social media and how you're using it to really, at 17, 20 referrals a month. That's a big deal. I'm on your Instagram page now, and I want to spend a couple minutes there and have you talk about what's inspired you to build and brand yourself the way you're doing it. I mean, your grids are phenomenal. So, in a nutshell, what's your thinking behind the content on your grids? Because it's high end hair and it's high ticket.
Yeah, well, thank you to begin with. But yeah, so I think the main thing is really making sure to, post constantly, post things that people want to see. Those high ticket colors and those high ticket items are definitely some of those popular trends these days, the balayages and all that stuff. So I think it's important to post the things that you want, to bring more clients in to do, which is one of the main things, and just kind of staying relevant, always posting, always engaging.
Yeah, and when I'm looking at, you have a lot of videos in your grids, and a lot of those are tutorials that are do it yourselfers, where you're actually demonstrating to people that are actually following you and watching this. What kind of comments would you get from a guest that maybe watches a tutorial of you putting, like, this is one of, it looks like you're doing a braid on yourself? And
yeah, I think I've gotten awesome feedback on those videos. I think people love seeing you doing something on yourself, because it kind of shows them how they can do it also. And so that can be a huge seller for retail also, because you can use different products and show how you're using them. And then that also just kind of builds a trust that, they're seeing you in motion, they're seeing kind of your personality and some of that. And they really start to kind of form a bond with you, maybe even before they sit in your chair, which is huge.
And then your library, your highlight library is phenomenal. You've got a similar brand, so there's continuity. And then I'm touching one now, and I absolutely love because this drive retail. You have a retail tutorial highlight. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I basically have a highlight that's about my favorite products. So I like to, target all different hair types also, so that it can kind of relate to different people. So for example, purple shampoo, kind of explaining what it is, how you use it, showing what it is, things in motion. It's just it's a very cool tool to kind of introduce the retail to your clients, and they can start to ask you questions about different things as well that they maybe wouldn't have asked you, in the salon chair or something like that.
Now, some of the video, you have special effects. Is that using Instagram features, or do you have a video app that kind of does some of these fancy things that I see?
No, so all of the ones on my highlights are just through Instagram. So
I love it. So you're basically taking advantage of features on Instagram to edit some of this stuff, but it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, Instagram offers a lot of different things that you can do, and it's very, very easy and very effective.
And then you have a phenomenal before and after highlight. I mean, look, you're gonna see, and there it is. I mean, that's like, that's transformation. That is the art of transformation. What do your guests say when they're watching, whether it's a product tutorial or a dramatic transformation video highlight like this? What kind of impressions and experiences does that leave with the guest?
Yeah, I mean, they love seeing the before and afters. I feel like anybody loves seeing a good transformation. It's just very appealing to the eye to see the before and after. And a lot of people will have questions on how I achieved that process, or, what that process looked like. And it can really become a very nice, educational opportunity to kind of explain to your guests the process of hair color, or what it would take for their hair to get there, and that kind of thing. So people are very curious when they see those.
I mean, I'm hyperventilating right now. Honest, Jessica, I've had many guests on, and I've looked at many, many, many highlights, Instagram. I've never seen work this way, and have had the experience. as a viewer that I'm having on your highlight library. So kudos to do to you and the work that you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now, this is a special treat for people because I asked you to when you were telling me the other part of social is your how you engage with clients that come into that actually post your work and on their page, and I'd like you to as I'm finding this, I'd like you to talk about it.
Yeah, so one huge step you can take to kind of up your referral game is to have your own clients post the pictures of their hair that you take. So if you do an awesome photo shoot, send those pictures to the client so that they can post them on their page and reach, however many followers they have. And it just kind of gives, a new perspective for those potential clients to see your guest so happy and posting awesome pictures of their hair.
Yeah, and as phenomenal work as you're doing on Instagram with all the features, you have your guest reposting pictures that you're taking of them on their page. And I'm reading one now by Britt. She says, all of my golden honey hair dreams came true today. Thank you, Jessica. And it has 60 comments by the client's followers. And I'm sure some of those comments are comments that you're making to that guest or comments that you're making to followers that are commenting on what the guest picture.
Yes, definitely.
And you actually sent me actual screen grabs of this, so I want to read a couple to the audience. One of that guest followers, Katie, says, your hair looks amazing. Then, Britt says, thank you. And then Allie says, it looks so good. And then there's all of her friends are saying, wow, I love this. Then you come in and you're saying, I always have so much fun working on your hair. You always bring such fun ideas, so that the guest followers know that you're the person that created that look.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And I mean, it goes on and on and on. Like you've got like 3 pages, and then wait, there's more. It looks like you've sent then one of the things in your strategies is you send a gift card, your business card, and it says, thanks for the follow. I'd love for you to visit me behind the chair and enjoy 20 off on your first visit. And then one of the people that you sent it to comments to you, because it looks like you're sending it in personal message. Thank you so much. I'm from New Berlin. I'm going to stop by and see you next time. And then you say, oh my God, that's awesome. If you have any questions. So you're like engaging with one another on, by direct message on Instagram.
Yes, definitely. I think that's been huge for me. Just reaching out to clients or potential clients, and just introducing yourself, giving them a free coupon. I mean, they, can use that down the road. They can keep you in mind. It's huge.
Here's another one I want to underscore, because you sent the same card, $20 invite, and then the person you send it said, oh, thanks, I've got virgin hair, I've been thinking about highlights, I'd love to learn about this. And then you go, hey, Jonna, I think a partial highlight would be best with some changes. So you and this potential referral are actually having a consultation using Instagram message.
Yes, it is an awesome tool. I mean, they can send you pictures, they can send you inspiration pictures, you can ask them what they're using for products, you can get retail in their mind, at that point, you can get, price quotes, things like that, before even seeing them. It's very cool.
And then the one you sent it to, she says, oh my God, I just booked my appointment. And I can't wait. And then you come back and go, it's awesome. I can't wait to meet you and work with you. So here's one. Then you were talking about geotagging. Talk about what that is.
Yeah. So when it comes to, those people who are commenting on your clients' photos, or people that don't follow you or that you don't know yet, I like to send those people who are in my area a little welcome card, just, a message that's personalized to them, giving them a compliment, and then, welcoming them to my page, check out my work. Here's a coupon. I'm in your area. just kind of introducing yourself, and you're at least leaving an impression for now or for the future.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Then there's one here that you sent out, and the person you sent it to says, "Oh my God, I love that you sent me this. You did one of my friend's hair, and I've been wanting to get mine done so bad, and you did it amazing." It goes on, and you say, "Fabulous. Tell me about your current color." And again, you engage them in consultation, and you're talking to each other on Instagram personal message.
Yeah, so now that conversation is started. They're thinking, about more ideas. They're looking at more of your pictures, which are going to be, high ticket items on your page. So it really gets, the conversation started and gets them thinking about what they want to do with their hair.
Last but not least, here's somebody that says to you, "I'm new in Milwaukee and I'm looking for someone, and I found you on Instagram. I love your post. What's the best way to book?" And you're going, "Hey, I start out by doing a consultation over Instagram to get an idea. If you'd like to send me a brief description, what products you use." I mean, you're actually asking them questions that you would ask in real-time consultations, and she answers you. She's saying, "Well, I have naturally curly hair and it's frizzy, and when I don't style it, my natural," and she just goes on. And I'm telling you, Jessica, this is unprecedented. Like, this has never been done before. You're discovering ways of using social media and Instagram in ways that I've not heard of before. I'm getting kind of goosebumps as we're doing this interview. So it's phenomenal. Keep up the good work.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post all of the things that I showed tonight on the page under the interview. The interview will live on this page for a while. We'll edit it. It'll go on YouTube. We're going to cook it down to a 5-10 minute, and then I'm going to put it on my IGTV channel. So you did a phenomenal job. This was probably the best tutorial we've ever done.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
But you have to promise you're going to come back for an encore next year, because you're level 2 now, about to go to 3. I think in a nanosecond you're going to be hanging out in 4A. So sometime next year, would you come back and maybe share some of your discoveries with us then?
Oh, yes, I would love to.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to wrap up the show. Thanks again, and let's give it up one more time for Miss Jessica. Will you guys?
Thank you.
See you later, Jess.
Bye.
We'll see ya. Wasn't that freaking phenomenal? You guys, you got to give it up for her. I mean, listen. I've done, just this side of 190 interviews. I've never did a tutorial that specific. That content was brand new content. I mean, she took us to, we actually went on a field trip on her clients' pages where she's answering her clients. So, way back when she actually gave me, it started with the picture. Her client gives a nice review. She thanks the client, invites the client to come in. They're communicating. I mean, she showed us all of that to prove she's doing consultations through private messages on Instagram. And actually, I think some people, frankly, whether it's a potential guest or a service provider, feel a lot more comfortable doing a text consultation on Instagram than maybe a Zoom.com or a FaceTime, but it's one more touch point, you guys, and we didn't have it until tonight, and she just did a phenomenal freaking job. Give it up for her one more time. All right. This was just a taste for those of you that are new to the community. We do this a few times a week. Our spot is Thursday night, MC Live at 8 o'clock Central. This is the page you're on tonight, Michael Cole Summit on Facebook. You're going to want to hang out on this page, because this page is rapidly becoming the social media learning channel for people in the salon spa that really want to learn how to use social media to blow up their income. So stay tuned to that. Hang out on Instagram, Michael Cole Summit as well. because we blog motivational blogs as well. And Jessica's interview is going to be cooked down to a micro learning, 5-6 minutes, and you're going to be able to watch it on the Michael Cole Summit page on the Instagram IGTV channel. We're probably a week or so away from doing something like that. So, and this was, and by the way, if you don't have time to watch it, you Bluetooth your mobile to your car, because you're doing that now when you're, streaming Spotify. So do that and experience this as a podcast. It does not have to be a webcast. Hang out on summitsalon.com. Specifically, I would be hanging out on their bookstore, the Social Digital Planner, the Social Digital Script Guide. These are becoming the new Bibles, if you will, learning how to use your downtime and the internet, specifically Instagram and Facebook, to blow up your income. And so these are the containers. I would encourage you to get involved in that work as well. We have another .com called summit365.com with all of our more sophisticated training tapes. If you're a salon owner, hang out in that, and your staff can stream video. It's become Summit's Netflix channel. We are moving at the speed of light into online training. So we now have digital coaching sessions. We have digital tutorials, digital webinars. Call us on our 800 number. We'd be more than happy to book you a 1-hour complimentary digital consultation to show you what's possible to get involved in that as well. On that same .com, we've got calculators to set goals to blow up your income. We have tracking devices, the app tracker. And every time that I do a show, I wear a new piece of art. We have something new called MC Tattoos. I'm a boomer. I don't do tats on my skin. I do tats on my tees. So you can see we've got an array of these. There's a .com, mctattoos.com. And 100% of the proceeds of this go to a foundation that I'm a philanthropic, time, talent, and treasure. I volunteer it, and it helps children literacy education so that they have a better chance when they get into middle school and high school. So I'll leave that to you. I always like to end with gratitude, thanking PPD, L'Oreal Professional for all of their brands. Use their brands, because when you use their brands and your guests use their brands, it gives them the readiness to support us financially so that we can bring content like this to you, by the way, at no charge. So thank you to all the brands, from Redken to Pureology to Baxter, Matrix, Mazzani, Biolage, our new family member, Pulp Riot, Essie Kerastas, and Shu, as well as L'Oreal Professional. So it's been a great show. And we're going to just say goodnight and look forward to seeing you for next week as well.